Hello there, my next game review is going to be Rock and Bolt, which is a re-release on the Ricochet label of a game that was originally published by Activision in 1985. Let's take a look at the packaging then, and it's your typical Ricochet packaging with the Ricochet and Mastertronic logos at the bottom and a revised version of the original game's cover art, which shows a man hanging off a girder, a bit precariously to say the least. Spine again is your typical Ricochet spine with the game logo, and the usual stuff on the back is the gun again, and a little bit of a description of the game and some screenshots, all of which look very similar and are very blue. Inside the packaging we have a little bit of a description of the game and how to play it, and some instructions. And inside we've got more details about the different game variations and how to play the game and the usual stuff, and the loading instructions and some tips and some very, very brief foreign language instructions in this one, and that's about it. And in the meantime the game has loaded with a very angular title screen, so let's get going. Right, so here's Rock and Bolt. Got a funky sort of SID tune going on. There's several game options. The level is the number of screens that each stage of the game has, so I'll just go with 1 for that. Players would obviously be 1 because there's just me here. And the timer, if you use timer 1 then you get unlimited time and you don't earn any money, so I'm going to skip that one, go straight for timer option 2. Get the game started. So you can see these platforms moving around, and the aim of the game is to screw down the platforms with a bolt as quickly as possible, which you do by standing over a hole and pressing fire. And the quicker you do it, the more money you earn. On this first level there's no specified layout that you have to do, so if you get these little yellow flashing things, that gives you bonuses. You can see that was pretty easy. And while I'm running back, you've always got to get back to the elevator at the end of the game, end of the level, sorry. So I got my time bonus and I get whizzed off to the next level. So now you can see at the bottom of the screen here there's a specific layout that you've got to create. And this is where it gets a little bit more tricky, because you've got to make sure, number 1, that you can get back, and number 2, that you can put everything in the right places, although again this one's not looking too tricky. So I need to leave that one floating because I need to do this one at the top here first. And I go down here. And when you complete it, it flashes at the bottom, and you go back and away you go. So effectively it's a puzzle game, but quite a sort of action based one. So I'll just do one more level on this stage with the one map. If you know, on this one again, it's a freestyle thing, so you just need to bolt them down as quickly as you can. some reason it's not letting me do this one. There we go. Lots of nice little tunes going on throughout the game, and that's another level completed, so I think we get the idea for that one. Pretty straightforward stuff. So back at the menu screen, I'm going to choose level 2 this time, 1 player and timer 2 again. So this time the screens split into 2, and you've got to complete both screens to complete the level. You obviously get a bit more time to do that. And you seem to get a freestyle level at the beginning of each game. I don't really know what I'm doing there. I just need to lock this one up at the top here. You lose money for every time you have to unscrew a bolt, so there is a bit of strategy involved to sort of work out the best way of completing each level with the minimum number of doings and undoings. So here's the second screen. You can see more stuff going on there. And my plan is to do all this side and then go back across the top half of the screen. You get this happening quite a lot where the things don't line up very well. The music's quite cool but a bit repetitive. There's only a few tunes going on. Graphically it's very chunky and very blue and brown, but I quite like the graphics nonetheless. That's not going to work. Get over there. Lock this bolt first. There we go, now we're getting somewhere. And I'm very glad I left this one over here floating now, as I can get back to there. Lock that one in, and that's the level complete. So just jump back on my elevator and move on to the next one. So you can see this one's a bit more challenging. The clock doesn't actually start counting down until you jump off this little yellow platform. So you can have a look and see what you need to do before you get going. So let's give this one a go. This will be the last part of the review. See if I can make my way around this reasonably quickly. So while I'm doing this, I like this game, it's good. Good tunes, graphics are not brilliant but do the job. For the era that this originally came from, which is the about 1984 I think, it's pretty cool and definitely would have been worth the $1.99 as a budget title. I'm about to unscrew that one there, I made a mess of that. I think there's plenty of money's worth out of it, as there's lots of levels on it. I don't know if it generates each level randomly actually, that would be interesting to find out. This bit's quite complicated. I've really got to wait till this thing. It's quite difficult to work out how things are supposed to line up in comparison with... I don't know if that one's saying that's wrong now. Yeah, it must be. If you get a brown dot in the bolt, I think that's telling you you've put it in the wrong place, because it is quite difficult to work out. It's supposed to stack up against the plan at the bottom of the screen there. I seem to have got that right now. Let's head back over here. Come on. There's quite a bit of hanging around. Obviously the quicker you do it, the more points you get. Pretty obviously I'm not going to get that many points on this one, but that's that half done. It does flash at the bottom of the screen when you've got it right. Back to this side, and I've just got a couple left to do, so this shouldn't take too long. So in summary, well worth the money, and I'll just finish this one off and that will be the end of the review. There we go, job done.